Now, Easter celebrations have been marked differently across the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here in Kenya, many people have been inconvenienced by the government's regulations on social distancing and ban on movements. In our feature tonight, we look at how Easter has been at Ebenezer Children's Home in Mumbi, Kiambu County, where our reporter Mark Kimondo visited the home to over 40 children and prepared for us this story.
The usual colorful Easter holiday celebration. Has this time round been buried into a deep silence, with many churches opting to conduct their services online, following the government directive on the immediate closure of all places of worship in the country, geared towards the containment of the novel coronavirus that is said to be the deadliest pandemic in the 21st century. "31 days have now passed since Kenya recorded the first case of COVID-19, leaving many people devastated. Time is not waiting, with the country reporting over 150 COVID-19 cases. Such a hard strike for the nation that has seen the way of life for many Kenyans disrupted within a very short period of time. This is the peculiar Easter. In the heart of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, we meet Francis Musyoka. He says his grandmother died last week, but he is unable to go for the burial due to the roadblocks that have been set in the city to minimize movements.
Nyanyangu ameaga hiyo wiki on Thursday. Saa hii yako mochari bado mazishi haijapangwa. Sasa sijui kama ikipangwa siwezi enda juu ya roadblock. Hatuwezi pita Kangundo. Sasa zinaweza omba hata kama serikali isaidie watu kama sisi. Kama nani yangu ndio amenilea kutoka nikiwa utotoni, mama yangu hajanilea.
John Mwangi, 38, a father of 3, is one of the people who had a great expectation to invest a lot during this Easter, but things have turned around.
Easter yangu ilikuwa mzuri. Hata kabla Easter, kazi yangu imeharibika kabisa. Mimi ningeomba Uhuru agweka lockdown. Asema hata angekuwa ni Nairobi, ikuwe Nairobi. Ndio watu wengi wanateseka, wale wadogo.
The city has today been characterized with countable people walking on the streets, really affecting PSV operators who expected to get a coin during this holiday.
Twende kwa Yesu mimi nawe, njia atonya tuijue.
Hope TV News Watch was able to visit Ebenezer Children's Home in Mumbi, Kiambu County, roughly a kilometer to Nairobi-Kiambu border. The ministry was started in 2001 by the late Mary Wanjiko Kiare, before it was taken over by her daughter Virginia Kiare in 2012. This home is famous in conducting Easter celebrations, with many popular visitors stepping their foot into their orphanage. But this time round, business is exceptional due to the killer coronavirus that has seen both the fortunate and the less fortunate devastated.
Things have really changed. On our normal Easter, I have brothers, and they always donate a goat we slaughter for the kids. That is on Saturday, so we celebrate from tomorrow up to Monday. But now that cannot happen because of this COVID-19. So we are just staying indoors for the Easter. But we are fasting for 3 days. We started on Wednesday up to tomorrow morning. and all the kids are indoors.
Virginia chose to impose a lockdown in the home, a step to protect her children from the deadly coronavirus. 18-year-old Poret Wangari seems to have a better understanding of what Easter holiday really is.
Yes, Easter, people remember and celebrate the death of Jesus and the resurrection of Jesus, and they do it in remembrance according to what Jesus said. As a Christian, you should rejoice or celebrate the Easter since you got born again as a personal, not as a group. It doesn't mean that now the COVID-19 has affected everything, that you should not celebrate the Easter.
We were welcomed with open arms and entertained to the fullest with the melodious voices from this group. As if it was not enough, these young boys here showed us their martial arts skills for self-defense. Unlike what they do in many Easter holidays, business is now unusual in here, with many children forced to stay indoors because of the COVID-19 pandemic that has claimed the lives of over 90,000 people globally. Being separated from one's birth family is such a traumatic experience. Having established this, Virginia has employed many tactics of giving these children a smooth transition into this orphanage.
Director wetu ametusaidia sana in many ways kwa sababu kama shule niendo anatutafutianga sponsors. Ukimaliza primary, by the time watu waingie shule January, anakuanga amekutafutia sponsor. Kama ni shopping, anakuanga ashanunua yote.
Ebenezer Children's Home has acted as a stepping stone to many who even decide to return and inspire the fresh faces in the charitable home. By the time she was 5 years old, that is in 2001, Kate Siepa was in the orphanage. Kate, who recently graduated in dietetics management, perhaps couldn't know the beauty of what could unfold in her future.
I've been brought up here in Ebenezer. I came in Ebenezer back in 2001 when the ministry was being started. I came here when I was 5 years old, and they took me from one level of education. They sponsored me from primary education, secondary education, and college education, where I pursued a diploma in dietetics management. And I was lucky that I graduated, and now I have a diploma.
The same appears to Peter Mbudia, who came back with an ambition of empowering this group spiritually.
As for me, I like social work, and I like giving back. So what I've done is that whatever I was taught here, the spiritual side, I've decided to come back and make sure that my brothers, my true brothers and sisters, learn the same.
Virginia testifies that dealing with all these children is not a simple task.
And it's not easy because to put kids together and tell them not to go out to pray, it's not easy.
Mark Busire came in this orphanage as an intern pursuing education in the year 2017, where he used to help these innocent souls achieve their future. After his initial attachment, Mark was called back to continue impacting the young generation.
Nilikuwa hapa hivi, director aliona my experience yenye nilikuwa nayo kwa watoto, so akaona it's better come back ndio niwape advices na wa encourage, because most of them we are in the same age. So what I usually do, I usually encourage them life after school venye itakuwa huko nje.
One Eric Githinje, a Form 4 candidate, is afraid that school closure as a measure to contain the pandemic might affect his studies.
It's done to me academically because as a Form 4, and the things that I must do, there is an extra study that I must take. Now this issue about Corona has forced me to go back home. And as you know, to high schoolers, going back home tells you to relax. So according to me, it was my desire to learn and to finish my Form 4 course freely. But as Corona has come in between my education, I'm forced to look for myself some time to study, or even because my mind now it has been made to see like Form 4 is not a big deal because of the Corona issue.
It has been Easter with different tradition in every corner of the globe, with many people forced to bear with the current atmosphere that has been brought by the deadly COVID-19.
This children's home was started some 19 years back, and since then, many children have been raised here and released to the society as people of great substance, ready to transform the world. But this time round, they have decided to stay indoors and pray for the nation that is threatened by COVID-19 pandemic that has claimed the lives of over 90,000 people globally. Mark Kimondo for Hope TV, Kiambu County.